to Dawn and Frank's wedding ceremony. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Reverend Joe, good friend of Dawn and Frank's, and I feel very honored that they asked me to be a part of their special day today. At this time, I would like to light a candle for all of those who couldn't be with us today, especially Frank's father, Al Camponi. Dawn and Frank, it is this day that you make a giant step of courage, of commitment, to communicate and love, to understand and grow. When a commitment this strong is made by two people, the force of that commitment, of that love, of that courage, reaches out and touches all of us around you, so that our lives are changed and we share a part of your love. Like a stone dropped in a still pond, the ripples of the love from this celebration extends and changes the world we all live in. Marriage is not only the joining of two lives, but is also the joining of two families and two circles of friends. I would now like to ask Dawn's brother Paul to come up front and do a reading.
So Dawn and Frank asked me to select a reading, and I took on that task very happily. And I ended up choosing two short poems to read today. The first is by a 19th century British poet named Christina Rossetti, which they're laughing because I'm a British historian. So. And the other is by an American, contemporary American poet. The first poem is by Christina Rossetti. I loved you first, but afterwards your love. I loved you first, but afterwards your love, outsoaring mine, sang such a loftier song, as drowned the friendly cooings of my dove, which owes the other the most. My love was long, and yours one moment seemed to wax more strong. I loved and guessed at you, you construed me, and loved me for what might or might not be. Nay, weights and measures do us both wrong, for verily, love knows not mine or thine, with separate I and thou, free love has done. For one is both, and both are one in love. Rich love knows naught of thine that is not mine. Both have the strength, and both the length thereof, both of us, of the love which makes us one. The second poem is called Radiance, and it's by Wally Swist. Over your gray and white oval marble top kitchen table, the meeting of our eyes makes the room grow brighter. Our faces, layer after layer, become so vibrant the light appears to crest in waves. We have become changed by it. Nothing can be the same after it. When I bend down to touch the shape of deer tracks in the damp sand, it is in the same way I place my fingers over your body. When I stand beside a freshet in a meadow, the sun catches the rings of the water's long ripples in the wind. That is the same glimmer we hold when our eyes meet in the kitchen over your gray and white oval marble top table. Every day for the rest of my life, yours is the face I want to see when I awake in the morning.
Thank you, Paul. The bride and groom have decided to write their own vows. I'd like to ask Frank to go first.
Well, I thought about writing something for the past 2 weeks. I kept reminding me, what do you do for your vows? What do you do for your vows? All I know is what I felt. Best day of my life was June 30th, 2010. When I went down. It was like a lost ship sailing around to nowhere. And I met you. And everything's right. Every day, no matter what we go through,
7, no, yeah, 6, 7. I wrote it big, so I had to wear glasses. So I do need to read from the sheet because whenever I try to go off the cuff, I end up saying something really silly or inappropriate. As you know those situations. So here it goes. Frank, I met you on June 30th, 2010. A couple of weeks before we met, I had a strange dream that some random man on a Segway, you know those things you see, approached me and asked me out right on the street. For some reason, when he rode the Segway around the block, as he rounded the corner, his Segway morphed into a motorcycle. That pretty much was the dream, but when I woke up, I completely believed that the love of my life was going to ride a Segway. So I kept on looking for Segways. So little did I know when I woke up on June 30th that I was going to meet the most wonderful man, and he didn't ride a Segway after all. He rode a motorcycle. So my dream did come true. Frank, the night we met was one of the best of my life. We talked and laughed. I thought, how could there be a person in this world that could be so much like him? You made me laugh and laugh some more while you were teaching me the ins and outs of online dating. It then occurred to you that you said, you should date me. So we went out 2 nights later, and our first date happened 2 days later, and literally has never ended. We have never really been apart since, and you became my best friend and the love of my life. So my vows to you, I promise to tell you the truth and to always trust you, even though you told me on the first night you like to read, and I still haven't seen you read a book yet. I promise to never have an anxiety attack on important days, like the day we picked out our engagement ring. We got engaged in the emergency room. Everybody needs to know that. I promise to always make you laugh and to have fun in everything we do. I promise to always call you on our morning rides into work to tell you I love you, and maybe complain a little bit about the other drivers, as we do. But most of all, I promise to always be there for you through everything, to always be your best friend, to always love you, baby, you and me forever. Oh, sorry.
Slow down, Turbo.
That's coming.
All right, sorry.
Frank, do you take Dawn to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, for as long as you both shall live? Dawn,
Yes.
do you take Frank to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Ed, may I please have rings? Frank, you could please take this ring and repeat after me. Dawn, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and devotion to you.
John, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and devotion to you.
Dawn, if you could please take this ring, give it to Frank. Repeat after me. Frank, I give this ring to you as a symbol of my love and devotion to you.
Frank, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and devotion to you.
Go to the left.
Oh, got it.
All right, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Frank, you may kiss your bride.